Now let's talk about our project speed analysis. So how fast we can get a project to market to make money. So on this little handout, you're going to see 20 different elements that I've put down here for you. And these are the ones we need to consider, which these make up most of internet marketing projects. And so these are different steps, different elements that will take time for us to bring something to market. So, and what we're going to cover here, especially when we get into phase 4 next, is that when we start building an emulation engine, in other words, we start setting up a lot of things to make this whole process faster. A lot of these elements we're going to set up one time, and then we can reuse them for different opportunities. So we can reuse them to quickly get other businesses going, to validate other opportunities, to validate other businesses. But let's quickly go over these. So domain name registration. Obviously, it takes like 5 minutes to register a domain name, but it may take you some time to figure out what name you're going to use, or maybe you have trouble finding one that's available. So again, that's a time constraint. So it's something to consider. How long is it going to take us to find the domain that we want to register for the project? Number 2, setting up the website. This is just the technical side of it, like setting up the web hosting account and getting the technical side of it going, pointing our domain name to the website. Now again, a lot of these are common infrastructure things, which I'm going to teach you how to set up one time and then reuse it for different opportunities. But at a glance, let's still consider all these individually. Website design. However you're going to design your core website, that's going to take you time. So how long is it going to take? So what you want to kind of score each one of these things at for each project is how many days it will take. So do it in terms of days. And if you can share days, like you could probably set up the website, register the domain name, and do a couple other of these things in the same day. So that all of that together counts as one day. So you put one day and you cross out all those elements. So all those just equal one total. But your website design, how long is that going to take? How long is it going to take for you to communicate to a designer exactly what you want, or to figure out exactly what you want, and then of course have it made, completed, cut into HTML and done. Product label design, if you have a product that has a certain label or a 3D cover or something, how long is that going to take you to have that made? A logo design for a product or for your company, how long will that take to have it made? Setting up your merchant account, setting up your shopping cart, setting up your analytics, setting up autoresponders, writing the follow-up emails, setting up your sales page. It may take some time to write the copy or to create a video sales letter, so on and so forth. Product creation. This is typically the biggest speed consideration. How long is it going to take to make the product? We might find a great opportunity, let's say, in a SaaS market, but it may take 6 months to have a similar service coded and programmed. That's a big deal, 6 months. We typically don't want to do anything that's going to take longer than 30 days. We want to get up and running, and sometimes things will take even less than that, but we want to get up and running right away and trying to make money right away so we can just start growing the business right away and getting some cash flow to come in. So be very careful with things that take a long time. Remember, we're covering 2 of the core principles of our whole methodology, speed and cost. We want to get to market fast, and we want to get there as cheap as we can. So all these are speed considerations. So inventory delivery, if you're going to, let's say, buy a physical product to sell it, how long does it take you to get inventory? Let's say you source it to China. You're going to buy a bunch of, little trophies or medals or some kind of gadget. But how long will it take before you actually have it in a warehouse where you can actually start selling it? How many days? That's a time constraint. Setting up a help desk to handle your customer support, creating a free report that maybe you're going to give away to get opt-ins. How long will that take to have it created? To have some display ads written and designed, pay-per-click ads written, set up a pay-per-click account, display ad account. A lot of these things you can do one time with the infrastructure, which we're going to cover, and then just reuse them for different opportunities. But still, initially, it's a time constraint. And of course, hiring and training staff. If you're going to need help, if you're going to need people to do customer support, if you're going to need some technical folks to help with some programming things or to fix bugs or to do things, if you're going to hire some people to write content, hire people to do research, hire people to recruit affiliates, any of those things take time to train people how to do those tasks. And of course, it takes time to find those people to hire. So on any given project that you're considering going after, I want you to do the speed analysis. Figure out and be realistic about your estimates. Overshoot if you have to. Give it extra days if you have to, rather than fewer days. But figure out the total number of days it would take to go from here to getting something up online, selling, and actually bringing in money? So how fast do you think you can do that based on all these elements and how fast it'll take for you to do them? So that's a core consideration with considering a project or an opportunity, is the speed, how fast we can get it to market.